8.1, circumference. A circle is a set of points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center. The circumference is the distance around a circle. The diameter is the distance across the circle through the center. And the radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. Okay, so if we look at this diagram here, the center is the middle. The diameter goes all the way across, and the radius goes from the center to a point on our circle. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to determine radius and diameter. The diameter d of a circle is twice its radius r. And the radius r of a circle is half the diameter. So our diameter, again, is 2 times our radius. And our radius is the diameter divided by 2, because it's half of the diameter. So if we look at the got it, it says find the radius or diameter of each circle with the given dimensions. So if they give us the diameter, we're going to find the radius. If they give us the radius, we're going to find the diameter. So the first one, the diameter is 23. Up above, it told us if we have a diameter, we can figure out the radius. The radius is half of the diameter, so we're going to divide the diameter by 2. So if we divide it by 2, the radius would equal 11.5 centimeters. If we look at letter B, okay, the radius is 3 inches. I want to find the diameter. We take the radius times 2. That gives us our diameter, so 3 times 2 would be 6. So we would say the diameter is 6 inches. Okay, again on letter C, the diameter is 16. I want to figure out the radius. The radius is half the diameter, so we divide by 2. So we'd have 8 yards. And letter D, I know the radius. I want to find the diameter. Again, I need to divide my diameter by 2. So 5 and 2 times 2, since we have a radius. The diameter, we take it times 2. So 5 and 2 tenths times 2 is 10.4. Okay, the next concept we're going to cover is circumference. The circumference of a circle is equal to pi times its diameter, or pi times twice its radius. So we use the formula C equals pi times D, or C equals 2 times pi times R. So circumference equals pi times diameter, or circumference equals 2 times pi times radius. Again, 2 times radius is the same thing as diameter. So we need to determine, do we have a radius or do we have a diameter? Okay? If we go down to the got it here, it says find the circumference of each circle, use 22 over 7 for pi. All right? Pi, as they told us up here, is a Greek letter that represents the circumference divided by diameter. The value of pi is 3.1415926, so on and so on and so on. Okay, so we estimate it to about 3.14, or like we said down here, we could say 22 over 7. Okay, so letter E, we have 70 inches. First, I need to determine, is this a diameter or a radius? Well, it goes from one point through the center to another point on the circle. So this would be a diameter. So I'm going to use the formula circumference equals pi times diameter. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in what I know. They told us we need to use 22 over 7 for pi, so I'm going to fill in pi is 22 over 7 times my diameter, which is 70, and I'm going to make that a fraction. I'm going to put it over 1. Okay, when we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across, or I'm going to cross simplify before. I know that 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 70 10 times. Okay, now that I have that simplified, I can multiply straight across. So 22 times 10 is 220, and 1 times 1 is 1. So we would say the circumference equals 220 inches. Okay? Again, it's just inches because it's the distance around. I want to know how far around this circle do we have. Well, we'd have 220 inches. Okay, if we look at letter F, we have 7/8 feet. Again, I need to determine, is this a diameter or a radius? Well, this would be a radius because it starts in the center and goes to a point on our circle. So we're going to use the formula circumference equals 2 times pi times radius. So again, I'm going to fill in what I know. Okay, well, I have 2 times pi, which we were going to use 22 over 7, times our radius, which is 7/8. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and multiply. If we follow order of operations, I'm going to multiply 2 over 1 times 22 over 7. Okay, so I can't cross simplify, so 2 times 22 would be 44. 1 times 7 is 7, and then times 7/8. Okay, I can cross simplify to 1 and 1. And then I could take a 4 out of both of these, so I'd have 2 and 11. So then I can multiply straight across. 11 times 1 is 11. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so we could say our circumference here is 11 over 2 feet, or we could simplify that down to 5.5 feet. So again, the distance around our circle would be 5.5 feet. Okay? Then let's do a story problem. Letter G. A circular fence is being placed to surround a tree. The diameter of the fence is 4 feet. How much fencing is used? Use 3.14 for pi. Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. Okay? So again, when we're doing story problems, I want to pick out, what do I know? What are they telling me? Okay, so we have a circular fence. The diameter is 4 feet. We want to know if we want to surround the tree, and we're going to use 3.14 for pi. Then we're going to round it to the nearest tenth. Okay, when it specifies what they want you to use for pi, you have to use that value. So again, I asked myself, do I have a diameter or a radius? They told us I have a diameter. So I'm going to use the formula circumference equals pi times diameter. Okay, I'm going to fill in what I know. They told us pi was 3.14 times the diameter, which was 4. Okay, then I can go ahead and multiply. 3.14 times 4 would be 12.6. So we would say the circumference is 12 6/10 feet.